Hello, my name is Jason Anchorage. This is Intro to Public Speaking for summer 2020. I thought I would make this introduction video to sort of walk you through the basics of the class and how it's going to work and sort of map out the semester for you. But first, let me start with an admission to you. For years, I resisted creating an online version of this class. I just sort of philosophically think that to get the most out of a class in public speaking, you require, a public there to be speaking in front of. Filming yourself in front of an empty room is just not quite the same experience as being forced to stand up and talk in front of a room full of strangers. But that said, obviously of late, the idea of being in a room full of strangers right now is a little bit problematic. So here we all are together in an online public speaking class. This is new for both me and you both, but don't worry, I promise to make the most out of our time together this summer. Alright, so there is no textbook required for this class. Any material that I expect you to know for the course will be given to you via online lecture notes or videos posted to you in Blackboard. And that's the basic guideline. If it's in a PowerPoint or in a video that I give to you, then that is the stuff that I'll be testing you on and expecting you to know for the midterm and final exams. There is no required textbook. I will say that all my lecture notes are based on The Art of Public Speaking by Stephen E. Lucas. If you wish to pick up a copy of that book, like an old, cheap version of it, it might be helpful to you for studying for exams and stuff, but it is, of course, completely optional. As I said, everything I expect you to know, I will lecture on to you in class via this avenue or, via PowerPoint slideshows that I upload to Blackboard. Here's the part that you actually care about. So, in the course of the semester, you will have to give 3 individual speeches. You have to film yourself giving these speeches and then submit the file or a YouTube link to complete the assignments to me. So I have to have those in order for me to view them. I will view those videos and then evaluate you on your performance on them, and that'll be the way it works. These 3 speeches together are equivalent to 50% of your overall semester grade. They are equivalent to major projects or exams, so yeah, you'll want to take them seriously. They are the bulk of what is going to be asked of you. It's a class in public speaking. That shouldn't be a surprise. So, speech 1, and I'll run you through the basics of each of the 3 speeches. Obviously, as we get closer to each one, we will go in exhaustive, more detail as to what's expected and how to do them. But, just so that you have an idea, speech 1, which will be due in mid-June, is a 5 to 10 minute biographical sketch about the life of any human being lived in the last 1,000 years of human history. Famous, not famous, dead, alive, know them, not know them. To be your friends, your family, somebody famous. Doesn't matter to me as long as they are a real human being and they have lived in the last 1,000 years of human history. That speech, and all the speeches, will be 5 to 10 minutes long. Speech 1 is worth 10% of your overall semester grade. Speech 2, which will be due in the middle of July, is a 5 to 10 minute informative speech about a newsworthy event within the last 2 years, which was covered by multiple media sources. So basically, it's a current event speech. Right? Pick a news event within the last 2 years and tell me what I need to know about it. Speech 2 is worth 20% of your overall grade for the semester. And then speech 3, the very last thing that we'll be doing in class before the final, which will be due on the 11th of August, is a 5 to 10 minute persuasive speech on a subject of your choice, pending my approval. So get up and persuade me of something in 5 to 10 minutes. So speech 3 is worth 20% of your overall semester grade. So 10%, 20%, 20%. I'm not a math person, but I think that adds up to 50. The other parts of your grade will be determined with multiple things. There's a midterm exam, which will be in the middle of July. That exam will cover all the lecture material I have lectured on up until that point. It's worth 10% of your overall grade. There will be a group project that will happen later on in the semester. That is worth 10% of your overall grade. When you give speeches, you must demonstrate an appropriate level of professional dress when you're giving speeches. So while you don't need to dress to the nines when you're giving a speech, you do want to dress up a little bit. So that, and how you do on that overall in all of the speeches that you send to me, I'll score you on that, and that'll be worth 5% of your overall semester grade. And then lastly, the final exam for the class will cover all the material I've lectured on throughout the semester. That final is worth 25%. So those things, the midterm, the group project, professional dress, the final, that's 50%, and then the speeches are the other half of your score. So, yeah, that's what your grade is looking like. You will need access, obviously, to some form of web camera, and you will have to create a speech file, and I'll give you more details on that as we get further into the semester and speech 1 starts to approach. But be aware that, yes, you will have to film all your speeches, and I will have to be able to view them either on YouTube or you sending me probably a very large file. So make sure that you're able to do that. Welcome to the class. This is going to be new and unique for the both of us. So let's make the semester a great one. All right, thanks. I'll see you soon.